So look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. We're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. You're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. You're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic. In Ghana. And they say they have lights. You're supposed to have lights. Just look at this. What can you do with this? What can it power? Oh, Ghana. Look. So, look, just look at this. ECG. A whole light, outside light. Just look at it. Look. Just look at this. How pathetic.
As well with you. We're live on Facebook, and on Facebook you can find us on LUV 99.5. Listen, this conversation we're about to have concerns you, and it concerns me as well. I don't know about your situation. I don't know how it happened at your end, but on Monday evening we had some very terrible fluctuations of power. Terrible fluctuation of power. High voltage, low voltage, high voltage, low voltage. It got to a point in time where I have heard people say their light bulbs exploded. It got burst because of the high voltage. Now, I have again heard a few people complaining about some gadgets of theirs that has also, gotten damaged as a result of the incident of Monday evening. And even early hours of Tuesday morning, we had power outages as well. And this is all coming at the back of a time when the Gridco is assuring Ghanaians of stable and reliable power. So what really happened on Monday evening? Has it really been fixed? Now, I ask this because I have again had complaints from some people about the fact that the whole of yesterday they had no power, and even as of now, this morning, they still do not have power. So what is your situation like? Tell us about it. We're live on Facebook. Drop your comments there. Ask questions. Let's get you answers. I have with me two Beidus. One Beidu is with ECG, the other Beidu is with the PURC. One is Erasmus Shebedu, PR manager for the ECG. The other is Francis Beidu. He is also the regional manager for the PURC. Mr. Beidus, good morning to both of you.
Well, good morning, David. Good morning.
And I trust that you're well.
Thank you very much. By the grace of God, I'm fine. And I'm now a GM, general manager for PR and communications.
Oh, GM.
Yes. So
I hear you.
I've changed like your office.
So, Mr. Bedu, explain to us what really happened on Monday. What have you gathered? What have you picked up? What happened on Monday evening that made us go through what we did? Some people were engulfed in fear because you could hear some sounds, even in the wires or the cables and all that. What really happened on Monday evening?
Well, thank you very much, David. And let me say good morning to all those who are listening to us this morning. Unfortunately, what happened last Monday was one of the unusual events that happen in distribution utility companies, and not only distribution, both the transmission and then the generation plants. And what happened was that around 8, when I checked with my time, it was around 8:26 p.m. It was evening time, and we realized that the system was unstable. That's what we call fluctuations. It was intermittently going up and down, and therefore, knowing the way the system works, it wasn't safe to continue transmission. So the system went off. Now, with time, we gathered that the voltage levels were not stable. And you could see that the system was more or less like swinging. And so power had to be curtailed. When I checked with the system that I have, I realized that the entire region was off, from Dunkwao substation to Obuasi to Konongo, and then Kumasi. In Ashanti region, we have 5 ball supply points, what we call the BSPs. And these BSPs are the main load centers where power is transmitted from Gridco side to our end. We have one at Angomaso, the other one is at Ridge. In fact, the Ridge one was the first one before Angomaso came. And then we have one at Obuasi, the other one at Unkwao, and then Konongo. So Ashanti region, we have 5 BSPs. We are thinking about the 3rd one. And so sooner than later, we may get 3 BSPs in Kumasi alone. So we realized that all these BSPs were off. That told us that something serious was happening. And so we managed to pass information around as much as we could in the night. And we stayed up night all through till about 4 a.m.
We experienced that. What we want to know, what was the problem? From the Gridco statement, they call it significant disturbance. What could have caused this disturbance? What actually happened?
Well, as I said, from our end, what we were experiencing was a load fluctuation. The load level, that is the power that was coming. Normally, we take the load at 33, that is a 33 kV, or 33,000 volts. That is the level. But we realized that it was going up. So if it moves from 33 to 34, 35, 36, then you notice that something was happening. And what was happening basically was coming from the transmission system. And so that was why Gridco issued a statement, a press release at that time, that they were getting challenges from Abuazi and Bui. That is what their release said. So these were, in fact, we were not there. I don't work with Gridco.
But because you have customers in us, what did you try to ascertain from them as to what the problem really was?
Yes, the problem, as I'm telling you, was basically about a load transfer problem. The load, as I'm saying, is that if it fluctuates like that, it's supposed to be 33. If it goes beyond 33 or below 33, then obviously there's a problem.
Okay, fine. Let's do this.
So that the system
that Gridco has, is it not intelligent enough to be able to pick some of these signals and, let's say, if need be, even go off entirely till the problem is rectified? I'm asking this because if you look at the minutes with which it persisted, the fluctuation, the high and low voltage, was for almost 7 minutes, at least in my area, for 7 minutes. And I ask myself, so if you have a system challenge and you haven't fixed the problem, why would you put it on and create more problems and more concerns and worry? So don't you have the system such that it's intelligent enough to pick some of these things?
You see, when you are sitting in front of the system and it's behaving this way, I'm sure we would better appreciate the whole thing. It wasn't happening all over. In fact, I can speak from Ashanti region. And from our control room at Angomaso and at Ridge, all that you will notice is that the system, the load is growing. You got a picture? Because as I've told you, we pick the power from 33,000 volts. So if at any material time it goes beyond that, then what you will notice is that you check from the system control and from the Gridco side, and they will communicate to you that this is what they are also witnessing. So then they are taking the power off. So that is all that we will see. What we will see is that we need the power at 33.
But because you have customers, Mr.
So
Baby,
we can
because you have customers.
Yes.
And if your customers, you cherish them, you probe further from Gridco's end to ascertain as to what really happened. Let me come to you, Mr. Francis Beidou. You are with the PURC, and you are supposed to protect the interests of consumers and customers like myself. What have you been able to pick up as to what happened on Monday evening?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished listeners. What we gathered was that the problem was as a result of system challenge, as explained or as was given out by Gridco. We also realized that it was the whole country that experienced this power challenge. In our office, we received 2 complaints of people complaining that they had their
We'll talk about
appliances.
We'll talk about appliances. We'll talk about
Appliances, yeah.
we'll talk about all that.
Yeah.
For the office that you man in the region, would you say that customers of, let's say, ECG are being treated well?
From where I sit, I would say yes, they are being treated well.
We are being treated well.
Yes, please.
If you look at the state, if you look at the press release,
yes,
the press release, it just talks about system imbalance.
Okay.
It talks about, they have problems at Bui and Aboadze.
Okay.
And then along the line, they just put some small apology there. Do you think that is enough?
Yeah, at the regional level, we had our strengths. All these things, like I said, we received this information. We have sent all this information to our head office. So head office probably will take an action on this, or they will do an investigation to find out whether what Gridco came out was really the genuine fact, and they will take an action on this. But we are here to gather information and then make sure that the customers who don't complain here are really dealt with. Beyond us, we have to escalate it to our head office, and head office to take an action on that.
Having said that, I still want to dwell a bit more on the release from Gridco.
Okay.
Now, you put people through stress, and then you try to explain, not in detail, as to what really happened.
Okay.
And then the way you even go about the apology. And I'm asking you, for somebody who's protecting the interests of a consumer like myself and my listeners,
okay,
do you think that release, that statement, is solid enough to calm the nerves of people? And like you were going to talk about, you've had complaints from people who have raised issues about damaged appliances. So looking at the statement itself, is it enough communication to the consumer?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said, this release has been sent to our head office, and all of our offices in the other regions have also had this information sent to our office. So it's our head office who will take an action on this, and then find out to see whether this apology really merits what they have really put up. So to me, I cannot say it's really good, or it's really it's an apology which will satisfy the
but for somebody who has the consumer's interest, at heart and on mind, what do you make of it?
What I said, it's a system challenge, and once it's a system challenge, it's a technical challenge, and all this is about to it's not a fault, or it's not a making of somebody who is sitting behind the system, who intentionally puts the system off and thereby affecting consumers. It's a problem, it's a challenge that has really occurred, which we need to find out.
Have you been on the ground after Monday? Have you been on the ground? What have you gathered from consumers? What have they been saying to you?
Yes, yesterday I dispatched some of my staff to the field, and I also received a call from one of the customers, from Patrapa, and then also one from TUC area. Yeah. They are those people who have complained to the office that their appliances have been damaged as a result of what happened yesterday. But our networks, our social media platform are all over, and where people lodge their complaints, we have assemblyman platform where people can also lodge their complaint through this platform. Our telephone lines are always there for we to receive from. So as far as I'm concerned, as for yesterday, we received only 2 complaints. Yes,
regarding the issue on Monday. And what was the 2 complaints about? What was the detail? What did they complain about?
They are also as a result of power damaging their appliances. So,
and we're talking about television?
Well, one was television, and one was television, and then other gadgets, including refrigerator. Yeah, so we asked them to come to lodge a complaint, and then we also intend to visit their premises to find out or investigate their complaint, and then take an action on that. So
when somebody, for example, complains the way you've just touched on, if somebody complains about a fluctuation in power resulting in a damage on an appliance, what do you do?
Yeah, we receive every complaint wholeheartedly, and we will conduct an investigation, and based upon that, action will be taken on that.
How long does it take, the investigation? Everything put together, how long does it take?
Thank you. Investigation could have no limits, but I don't think it will go beyond what we don't expect. So we will do the investigation, and then...
based on experience, how long does it take? I mean, this is not the first time I'm sure you've done an investigation.
This is a technical complaint, so probably because we have to also receive send information or give the report to the service providers for them to respond. They also embark on their investigation and then give us the report on that. While they are also doing their investigation, we also be doing our investigation behind, and then we will see and then we compare news, compare what they bring to us as whether really is the case. Once we receive the response or the information from the service providers, the law mandates us to give it to the customer or the one who complained, and find out to see what really has been put up is really, or whether he will be satisfied with the response from the service providers. If not, there's another avenue for we to sit on the case, and then where if parties are not satisfied, they have to escalate to our head office, and the head office has to take an action on that.
Would you say that the process is too long?
It's not
cumbersome?
It's not too long. You see that the framework of the law didn't give the whole strength, the whole power to the regional offices. And the regional offices, we have our limit. We have our limit. Beyond that, you have to escalate to our head office, and then probably will take an action on that.
From what you said, would you say people make use of your office?
Yeah, they do.
You sure?
They do, a lot. If I tell you the number of complaints that we have received from the middle of this year, that's mid of this year, and then the kind of refund that was given to the customers, you'll be very amazed with what we have given out to customers.
Well, listeners, we have Mr. Erasmus Shebedu, his general manager for ECG in terms of PR, and we also have the regional manager for PURC, Mr. Francis Bedu, with us. We're having a conversation on the situation we were, faced with on Monday evening, where there was some severe fluctuation in power supply. The high and low voltage was so much. I have personally heard people complaining about their light bulbs, bursting and stuff like that. Again, I have heard people talk about their some gadgets that they have lost to as a result of what happened. And if you watch us on Facebook right now, you see signs of what we're talking about. It's live on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM. But this conversation should not necessarily be about Monday's incident. Maybe you have an issue with the PURC. If you took a problem there, they've not been able to fix it well enough for you. You want to ask questions about it. The manager for the region, for the PURC, is with us. You can ask those questions. And again, we have the ECG, ably represented as well in the studios of Love 99.5. I'll be activating the phone lines early today. I want to hear from you. What are your issues with ECG and PURC? But Mr. Bedu, as we speak currently, what is the situation? Has power been restored?
Yes, power has been restored.
Fully?
Fully. But Dave, if you indulge, maybe not many people have seen or read the Greco release. If you wouldn't mind, maybe I can just take a time.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah. Again, I'm looking at my time here this morning.
Okay.
We'll do that. But tell me, there are people who are still saying that they haven't had power restored to their premises yet.
Yeah, as we speak now, if any area or house or any place is without power supply now, then we would have to take it up. It may be as a result of maybe a broken pole or a falling conductor, and you see, when it happens like when we have a major or significant disturbances in a system like this, when that disturbance is passed, we get a lot of flack, because then some of our systems suffer because we have breakdown of breakers and other components of our system. And so these are some of the things, the challenges that come with it after the storm is passed. So we would want to plead with our customers to exercise patience for especially those areas who may be having some problems as we speak, because gradually we'll have to be picking the load and making sure that every area is picked, because it may affect some of the system, the transformers, a whole lot of things. So it goes through a whole chain of activities in order to be able to store power, to restore power fully to all areas. And so we want to plead with any area for now which is not having power. But as far as I can say,
are you aware of areas that do not have power?
I've been trying,
because again, I have spoken to some people around Atonsu area. They are saying that even they share a common wall with somebody. That person has light, they don't. They have somebody who is behind their house. That person has light, they don't. Somebody beside them has. I mean, so are you aware of these challenges?
Yeah, we are aware. We are aware of all those challenges. And as I said, usually these are faults that happen as a kind of byproduct of such a major disturbance. And so I want to plead with them that we will be picking some of these things, and then we'll refer them to our fault section, and we'll take them up quickly. So those ones are directly ECG's issue. And so we would want to say that from here, if I check on my data immediately, I can see what we refer to as current faults now, faults that are within the system. So we have jumpers that are broken, we have feeders that are tripping, and so on. So these
and
ones,
even some transformers have been affected as a result of the incident of Monday evening.
Yes, and then we have some areas, trees that are obstructing the system, and so on. So all these ones we picked, we have a list of them. So quickly we'll refer to some of our business centers, and the faults team quickly, and the maintenance team will take it up and make sure that quickly we'll get them.
What we intend to do this morning is to make it listener driven. So we'll be activating the phone lines in the next 2 or 3 minutes. But like I said, we're also live on Facebook. And if you have any issue with ECG, it should not necessarily be about what happened on Monday. That is also very much welcome. But if you have had some issues with ECG, or you have issues, with PURC, and you want responses to them, feel free. Drop your comments or your questions on Facebook, and we shall be reading them out and get your responses. But based on what happened yesterday, Mr. Francis Beidu, with those who have had their gadgets, appliances destroyed, damaged, who's supposed to pay for this? Is it Gridco or ECG?
Thank you very much. We always conduct investigation, and then these customers have a contract with service provider ECG. So once we lodge the complaint, ours is to forward the complaint to ECG, and the ECG would escalate or will give a response to that. So what I'm trying to say is that the customer don't have any contract or have no issues with the Gridco. They have a contract with ECG.
So
and ECG has a contract with Gridco. So they ask for the customer only knows ECG.
Mr. Beidu,
so whatever comes, we have to forward it to ECG, and ECG have to respond.
So this is why, as an organization, you ought to be worried.
Sure.
Because when this happens, from Gridco's end or whichever end, you will suffer the brunt, because like he is saying, it is you guys we know. I called somebody from Gridco this morning, and that's exactly what the person said to me. That when things like this happen, it is ECG who's supposed to pay any compensation to its customer.
Yes, in so many ways. Why? Because Gridco doesn't go out with any bill to customers. As far as Gridco is concerned, their customer is ECG. So ECG, as a bulk utility company, distribution company, we are just one entity that Gridco knows as a customer.
So that is why I'm saying that you should have issues with Gridco if certain things they do create problems for you.
Definitely, yes, because we also take.
And so you need to be ascertaining from them, probing what the problem is and why they could not have vetted.
You see, some of them you cannot avert it. Once it's an emergency, it happens like that. You can virtually do nothing about it. But what we will do is that we also have our systems that will collate the information as to the number of outages that we are experiencing in the system, and we also charge them, because we are also a customer to them. So we'll record all the outages. The PURC will invite ECG and say that this customer A is saying on this date and time, this is what happened to his system, and therefore he lost item A, B, C, and D. And these are the prices that you're supposed to pay. Fine. So we'll take that one. We'll also go into the system and investigate and find out that that particular outage that a customer is complaining about is as a result of our system that failed or not. If we have enough evidence to prove that our system was stable, except that our transmission company caused that to happen, then we'll put that to PURC, that this is the bare fact of the matter, so you can't hold us responsible. And therefore, everything will be charged against Gridco, because we pay them.
Listeners, join us on 03-220-83596. We want you to be a part of our show right now. But like I said, we're also live on Facebook, and we would like for you to be a part of the conversation that's also ensuing there. Ask questions. If you have issues with ECG, it should not necessarily be as to what happened on Monday, but you have a general concern, a general question you want an answer to. He's here, and he's going to, give you a response. PURC is also ably represented by their regional manager, Francis Beidou. He's also right here with us in the studios of Love 99.5. But listen, on Monday evening, when that high and low voltage was occurring, how did you feel about it? And do you have any damaged appliances? 03220-83596 is the number to call us on. Chris, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, David. How are you, sir?
I am well.
Good morning to the Beidus in the studio. I hope they are all fine, David.
They are well. They are well.
David, it's kind of unfortunate for what happened last Monday. In fact, at our place yesterday, the same thing happened last night. You know, it will go off, come on, go off, and then you see the fans, you know, being high. You know, people have even lost their gadgets. My touch screen in my hall is a bonani, so we beg them they should do something about it. And then two, those around Abrepo, Mount From, Sophia, Nankwami, Dave, every day the doom lights bed 10,000 every day. And when you doom lights need to say BBC, we want them to please help those because their gadgets and their things are getting spoiled. David, finally, their office at Ampam, the ECG office at Ampam, I think Mr. Beidou should make sure that he gives them coaching because the way they do their things there, Dave, it is very horrible and terrible. Look, since last year, they were to resolve an issue for me on my bill. Up to now, David, last year October, it's been a whole year and a month. They've not done it. You go there, they said Louis is not there, Peter Clark is not there, Blessing is not there. They do you knock on the door.
I hear you.
What they want.
I hear you. 03220-83596. What was your experience like on Monday evening? Do you have concerns with ECG you want addressed, or the PURC? They are here with us. Again, we're live on Facebook, so you can drop your questions on Facebook and we'll get you responses as well. Ajeku Madams, good morning.
Good morning. United States of Popo. Will they answer our questions?
They are here to answer them, so ask your question.
Question number one. When they started, they refused to apologize to the customers. Will they apologize? Number two. How far is ECG taking advantage of the current digitalization program going on? Because you asked him a question and he dodged it. You asked a question, don't they have a system to check whereby this thing can go off automatically? This means they are not digitalized. Or number three, PRO, what is the name? PURO or what?
PURC.
PURC. Currently or just recently, the president inaugurated their board and he charged them to be proactive. They shouldn't sit down and then come out when it is time to fix taxes or charges. They are not proactive at all. They only talk about charging the customers. Then you see them coming out. What are they doing about this? Are they going to compensate the PURC? Bye-bye.
All right, so that was Ajeku Adams there. He's talking about so many things, including compensation. And you had Christoph of Adult Education also talk about the fact that his television, his flat screen television, is not even faulty. Chris, go to the PURC and lodge a complaint. Let's test the system. Let's see how effective it is. 03220-83596. David, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, David. Good to have you, sir.
Yeah, long time.
Yes, sir.
David, what do you want us to do this morning? We should lodge our complaints and then see what they will do about it.
Let's test the system. Yes, one of the things we intend to do this morning.
As they sit there, they should be able to tell us that, yes, we are going to pay. And so you bring your issues, and then let us look at it.
So if you listen,
it should be a definite answer.
If you listen to Mr. Beidou of the PURC, what he said was that they would have to conduct investigations to assess the situation and come to an agreement that indeed it was a result of the problem, the fluctuation, let's say on Monday, that damaged your stuff. So he says if it is affirmed, then they will pay.
Anyway, I wish you all the best. Continue discussing that.
David, thanks for joining us. Frimpong, good morning. Hello, Frimpong. Hello, Frimpong. Hello, Frimpong, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome, sir.
Thank you, my brother. Yes, My first issue goes to the PURC regional manager. You asked him how long it takes for an issue to be investigated, and he never answered. He is an experienced man. This is not a novelty issue. It's something that they've been dealing with over the years. So for him not to be able to tell us that, oh, of course, we understand that it is a bit of technical issue, but he should be able to give us a rough estimate of timeline. If he's unable to tell us, then that is a sign of incompetence. I'm afraid to say that. Secondly, to the ECG man, some time ago, I had an issue in my house. I called the fault people, and I think I started calling them around 4 or 5. The guys said they were at Asafo because the problem is at Aija. He said they were coming. They were at Asafo. After an hour, I called. That was around 6. He said they were about finishing. Then somewhere around 7, I called again, and he was like, Mata, and once I do, I'll say, when is this number 2?
Wow.
My brother, I don't know what the issue is. I called you, so it means you have a rough idea what the issue is. And then you delayed at the end of the day to tell me that I bring one number 2, and if I have an issue with you, I do not know you, do not know me. I have a problem, and I call you, and that is the best answer you can give me. It told me that I didn't record the competition. That has really escalated. So they should talk to their fault people. Thank you.
Thank you, Frimpong, for joining us as well. And like I keep saying, we're live on Facebook. If you have concerns, you have questions, drop them there. We shall get there and get you all the responses required. All right. Kalusha is next on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, David.
Let's hear Kalusha.
David, my question is, as engineers, would they get a system whereby if such a problem is going to occur, at least the system will prompt them as if there is danger somewhere coming. Elsewhere, it happens. But here, because if you even test the law, then nothing will happen. I would just advise myself and the citizens to get themselves stabilizers, a system that can even, protect your gadgets from such happiness. Because going up and down, I tell you what, David, before even compensation comes in, the money that you have spent can buy you another gadget. What is it? So we are faced with it. There are engineers who are taking fast salary, but they are not functioning. Little rain, system will just spoil and nothing happens. Oh, come on, David. Let's protect ourselves and then leave these people.
Frustration in the voice of Kalusha there. 03220-83596. And that's the number to call us on. We're also live on Facebook, and you can drop comments and questions there as well for it to be addressed for you. Do we have Paul on the line?
Yes, David, I'm here.
Welcome, Paul. Let's hear you.
Okay, David, I want to add to what a caller said earlier on. My problem has to do with the Farmer branch of the ECG. Where I live falls under their purview. And, I got a meter from them, I think 3 years ago. I've been to their office almost every day for them to come and, put the system online. But it took the what do you call the loss control people to come to my house, find out that the bill is not coming. They did the bill for me to pay and referred me to that office. And it's been 2 years. When you go there, they tell you, oh, every month go and pay something. And it's as if they don't need money. I don't know. But when the what do you call it? The people who took over ECG, when they were there, the way they were proactive and those things, I don't see that now. And it's been 2 years now since they referred me to that office. I don't want to mention the people I meet there. I don't want to mention their names. Anytime I go there, every month go and pay something, we'll come and take. They have to come and read the meter. I've been given a letter from loss control. I paid the debt that was in the meter. Every month they have to come and read and give me a bill. It's been 2 years now. If you go there, they will tell you every month you have to pay something every month. Which company does that? And they need money to run the company.
All right, so Paul, thank you very much. Hold on for me. Guys, Leo and Co, take Paul's number. We'll have to get in touch with him for some more details. So take Paul's number, and let's go on with the conversation. So Paul, don't hang up. Just hold on for us. Asampana is also on the line. Asampana, good morning and welcome. Hello, Asampana. Good morning.
Good morning, David.
And welcome, sir. Let's hear you.
David, I hope you're good.
Yes, I am well.
Yeah. you notice that yesterday, the whole day, in the morning and the afternoon program, I was not able to call in? This power thing went to the extent of even destroying my phone charger.
Your phone charger?
All my neighbors, I went back home yesterday and there was light at some of the houses around my house, and we were not having light. And other houses close to us were not having light. It's because we are having a face off at our end. So I want to ask Mr. Shebe that why do they have to sit down knowing that this kind of faults have got a lot of things in their system? Their transformers are having face off. So if the rep is overwhelming them, they should get other experts come involved.
Well, thanks for joining us also, and we would give you responses to all your questions. And like I keep saying, we're also live on Facebook, so you can drop comments there, you can drop questions there. We give you responses. 03220-83596. We're talking about the power concerns and challenges we had on Monday, or general issues about ECG or with the PURC. If you have any concerns that you want to address for you, give us a call on 03220-83596. I'll be asking that we respond to some of the issues before we go on to pick a few more calls, so just hold on for me. Well, something big is here. Something big from Jumia, and I'm talking about the Jumia Black Friday. It is live now. Grab your phone, download the Jumia app, and enjoy up to 80% off. And watch out for daily flash sales at 10 a.m., 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. Free delivery is on from 2 p.m. each day. This is a big opportunity to shop what you want and need and love today. Jumia, every day is Black Friday. Mr. Sherbedu, a lot has come your way. Yeah. And I know you are going through, because you wrote them down, I know you're going through. I'll be coming to you to respond to them shortly for me. But it's obvious, Francis Bedu, that people are frustrated out there. And one of them, you remember I asked a question, I even said to you that you have had such instances before. How long did it take for it to be fixed and all that? People have concerns. But again, I can conclude and say that many will not come to the PURC because maybe they think, like one of the callers said, you spend so much going to and fro, and it's a waste of time and all that. So what would you want to say to people who are the PURC is supposed to be protecting?
Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to use this medium to urge and then ask people to contact PURC. They should test the system and see. As we speak, we have people who lodge complaints, who have tested or who are also lodge complaints about their gadget being damaged. And then PURC intervened, and then we restore the situation for them.
So back to what is roughly how long did it take?
Like I said, this is not a straight jacket kind of
yes, but so give us an instance. So an instance, it took us this long to resolve it.
Is it for instance?
And then in this instance, we got some money for the person to buy a new television.
Yes, we have.
So give us some range as to how long it takes for some of these things to be done.
Yeah, please. I would like you to bear with me because this one is technical investigation. It's not a simple kind of complaint like, let's say, you complain of payment not reflecting disputed bill, whereby I can resolve it. The law mandate them to use only 5 to 10 working days to resolve it. But this one, you can't use, let's say, this 10 working days to resolve issues. But legally, it wouldn't travel more than what one wouldn't. But trust me, it is not.
And that is where people are not satisfied with that response. Mr. Bedu, a couple of concerns also from people who have said that, well, even some of the attitude of some of your people, the people you work with, your staff, it's nothing to write home about because you keep calling to tell them that there's a problem, and at one point in time, all you hear is, and I do enable frupo.
Well, Dave, thank you very much, and thank you to all the customers or the listeners who have been listening to us. The first response that I would want to come up with is the apology to our customers. We want to unreservedly apologize to all our customers who suffered one way or the other from the disturbances that occurred last Monday. I mean, that's an unqualified apology from ECG. So please bear with us. Some of these things are challenges beyond our control, and we just want to do that. The second one is that I'm getting this complaint from our empowerment office, and so we'll take it up. We'll take it up to find out, and I'm happy that we have Mr. Paul's number. We'll deal with that quickly. And then also again, apologize for the customer who had a branch of the Aija office. Where somebody told him that please, that is one out of the many. Sometimes when the challenges come up, sometimes they are overwhelming, but we still have to deal with it, particularly when there is a heavy downpour and we have quite a number of faults to deal with. But this is not an appropriate answer to give to a customer, and we will not countenance on that. So please accept our apology, and we hope we'll be able to deal with that. And there was another customer who wanted to know whether ECG has joined the digitalization Mango. Yes, the answer is yes. And we are in already. We have what we call SCADAs, Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition system that we use to monitor some of our transformers and then the quality of supply that we give. The SCADA system is working. We have it's able to do about 40% of the surveillance and all that. It's not 100% though, but at least there's something going on. In addition to that, we have what we call ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, ERP, and that one has taken off. And for now, all our material and transport units of the company is on this ERP. And what it means is that if you are picking any material anywhere, you log onto the system, and anywhere in ECG you'll be able to know who is requesting, how much is it, whether it has gone to procurement, any aspect of the materials and transport section is live now on the ERP. So we are digitalized already, and we are part of, in fact, by January 2022, all our systems are going on the ERP. Finances, procurement, operations, every aspect. We hear you. So we are part of the digitalization process. And again, I'm sure you know already that even in terms of buying power, some of our system we have. I have tried it. It doesn't work. Using the app, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. This is news to me. I have complained to a couple of your people. It doesn't work. Okay. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. Using the app to buy it works on one of our meters, the NS Smart meter, not on the Smart G. How will I know which meter? You say you have an app that I can buy credit on or with. We are yet to upload the Smart G and then the IMS on the app. That is it. So Dave, it cannot be on the bank. It has to start, somewhere, and gradually we upload and try and cover everybody. Mr. Bidu, as guys who work at the ECG, tell me how committed because listen, we're talking about using computers. You have an app. Just load meters onto it, whether you have 2 kinds or 3 kinds of meters. Load it up there so people can conveniently buy data. You travel, you come home late. No vendor will be selling. You think you have an app you can work with. You go on the app and it's not working. And you're telling us that it doesn't work for all meters. Dave, let me say, yours should work. Because you are on an NSMAT. It does not work. Well, I think we'll deal with it one-on-one here before we leave. It does not work. We'll deal with it one-on-one here before we leave. I hear you. Yes. What would you want to say to people who still do not have power as we speak? How soon are they supposed to get power? For those who are without power, if it's not coming from the system disturbance as we've talked about from GridCo, and it's from ECG system, I can assure you that all those who are without power today, by close of work today, we should have power. But you told us, and the GridCo statement also says that power has been restored to all the BSPs. So why would you say if it's not a result of what happened on Monday? You see, once a while, some of these things come up. Let me. But for today is 10th of 10th November 2021. November. Okay, today I don't have any issue with GridCo on my platform. So it means that we don't have any issue with GridCo. So all the issues that we have Fomina, we have Foforichrome, we have Ghana Water at P, we have Anomanyi, Kokoben, and then depending on New Adubiasi, Bantama, all these ones will be dealt with before close over today. But do you also have general issues, out there, general faults out there? Because I have raised concerns to you
a couple of times, and a few of your staff, one of them just was calling me. My area, power is not stable. Power.
Power
is not stable. Power is not stable. You heard one of the callers talk about empowerment. Power outage is also rampant there. So, do we have other challenges in the system that is also preventing us from having reliable, stable power?
That is news to me, because for now, we've done a lot of work. I'm sure if it were not this Sunday episode
Monday,
we had this Monday thing, power has been very stable in Ashanti region.
Not in my area, Mr. Bedu. Not in my area. I'm telling you, not in my area. But let's go on to Facebook and see what comments or questions there are for you. And we have Leo Stanley Boite to do the reading of the messages on Facebook for us. This is Love 99.5, and we're having a conversation with the PURC and the ECG. I'm looking at the time. We'll see if we could place another time for calls and all that. But let's go on to Facebook first and see what people are saying there. So what are the comments that have come through?
Okay, this is from Katache Raphael Aho. He says, good morning, David and your panel. I live at the Joso Domiabra. Last Monday, our electricity pole caught fire and we had to leave our house till almost 12 a.m. when the ECG emergency team came to our aid. It was a really scary experience, and we thank God our house did not get burnt. Please, the ECG Grid Co and PURC should do their work, their homework, and ensure this unfortunate incident does not repeat itself. And
right.
this is
so hold on, Mr. Bedu, how do you respond to this one? He's thanking God that their house didn't catch fire to be raised to the ground.
It happened on a pole.
Yes.
This is something that normally happens, but
should it?
Well, some of these things it can't prevent it.
What do you mean?
It depends on the type of pole and the kind of connection. That I don't know whether this is
individuals don't buy the poles and they don't do the connection themselves. It's done by professionals of ECG.
So it is supposed to be. That is it. It's supposed to be done by professionals. But here we are. Not all of them are done by professionals.
But so when
you may have people who buy the poles themselves.
If you want to go and install the meter, Mr. Bedu, if you want to go and install the meters,
street lights in their homes.
If you want to go and install meters and you realize that the thing has not been done professionally, what you don't fix it? You don't raise concerns?
Some we do.
Some.
Yes. Because if in the course of we have mappers who go around, that's their job. They're supposed to go around and see some of these things. But these are that you strangely, Dave, you may have combed the whole area and done the mapping and surveyed everything, fixed everything correct. The next time you go there, somebody has done an illegal thing on that area again. We have a very tall order.
Leo, what's the next message?
From Emmanuel Kobe, he says, good morning. The PURC regional manager could not tell us a timeline for their so-called investigations into customer complaints. That's very unfortunate. From Yao Ado, he says, please, North, Kwadaso North, Safo Gemfi area, plot number 1, Block T. We still don't have light. We beg, please help us. From Kwame D.
And yes.
Is that plot number
1?
No, we'll give it to you again. We'll give it to you because this is somebody's home address.
All right, this is Kwame D Square. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If not ECG people themselves, I think it's their kids using the switch to play game. Okay. This is from Yao Ado. He says the app doesn't work. My 100 Ghana cedis is lost for 2 years now.
How come? He didn't explain?
No, he didn't explain.
His 100 Ghana cedis has...
Eric Kofi says fix it. And from Okun Emmanuel Candid, he says good morning, my sister has... Okay, he's just playing around. And from Lillian, he says, ECG, you are still talking, Abi. After you spoiled my granite soup, it's not your fault. Energy Minister Napo and his people call some. They started doing so again, oh. And I think that's just
Mr. Bedu, and that's what I've been saying to you. And you've had people from Palmy area. You've had me raise concerns. Now this lady's raising concerns that Dumso is back. What is the situation like on the ground right now, presently?
Dave, categorically, I can say that Dumso is not back.
We don't have challenges in the system.
It's not back. We have challenges. And
it's on a daily basis. Such that one particular area, like my area, almost every day I have to go off like 3 times.
We are not in a perfect system. That is why we have our maintenance team, we have our fault section, and we have over 20 business centers that have fault sections attached to each of them. And our job is to go around and fix the problems. The problems will come, but it is our duty to fix it. It will come 100 times, we'll fix it 100 times. But we'll do our best to stay on the power. That one you can take it from me.
And
thankfully today, as we speak, GRICO has been able to link this huge 330,000 volts link from Krapa to Kintampo. And it has given us a whole leverage, flexibility to supply the power. Now we are no more constrained with the 161, which used to get congested any time that the load grows up and up. Today, as we speak, we have a very flexible system, and thankfully, we are quite okay with it. If it were not this kind of system challenge that we faced last Monday, the system had been fairly stable all this while, and we are so happy with that. And I can assure you that we are doing quite a lot of work.
Do you have meters in the system?
We have meters.
Are you sure?
Dave, let me explain. We have 2 main types of meters in the system. We have 2 main types. We have the prepaid and we have the postpaid. We have postpaid in the system. We have postpaid. We are not.
You guys say you are flashing out the postpaid. So why do you still have postpaid in the system that you are even contemplating installing?
We can't flash out completely postpaid.
No, but so allow the one that exists to be there, and then just get prepaid and go with it. Why would you still install postpaid meters?
Dave, if it were not a COVID, by now I'm sure we'll not even be talking about prepaid.
No, I'm asking this question.
Because the thing
why would you still have postpaid meters and want to install them? Does it make sense?
It doesn't, but in the circumstances we have to. We want, ideally, we want to flood Greater Kumasi with prepaid. That is our mission, that is our job. We want to flood Greater Kumasi with prepaid. And even some of the big peri-urban areas like Obuasi, Bekwai, Konongo, and name them. All these areas are built for prepaid. But under the circumstances, under the system that we have now, and the challenge that COVID had brought to us, we have to hasten slowly.
For me, I don't see the need to install postpaid meters even now. You're battling with some government institutions who owe you large sums of money, and I'm thinking that the best way to go is to give them prepaid meters and take away the postpaid meter.
That's what we are working with.
She said that you have postpaid meters and still going to install postpaid meters.
Those are for commercial or residential areas.
Well,
but for those heavy consuming areas, we've gone a step further to make sure that we give them city meters, and we are going to do that.
Thank you very much.
The last time we talked behind the scenes, and one of those we've gone very far to make sure that we give them prepaid, and we are going to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Rasmus Shebedu.
Thank you, Dave.
And thank you, Mr. Francis Bedu from the PURC. And from the PURC perspective, listen, he says test the system. I know sometimes it's very, very frustrating and all that, but they're challenging us. They're asking us to test the system. Let's test the system and see how efficient the system is in resolving some of these issues. It's now 14 minutes past 8. We've gone way beyond our time. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with us. We shall be crossing over to Joy 99.7 in a bit for more on the Super Morning Show. Meanwhile, what's new in the all-new close-up Everfresh? It now has a triple fresh formula that cleans, protects, and cools, thanks to the powerful combination of 1, a purifying gel, 2, an antibacterial mouthwash formula, 3, ice cool crystals that cleans. It also fights up to 90% bacteria and intensely cools. Keeps you protected and fresh long after brushing. Close up triple fresh formula. It cleans, it protects, and it cools. Grab yours now. Now let's talk about number 10 liver salt. Get fast